What's going on, guys? Time for another YouTube recap. Did you survive the scam up? Did you know it was coming back up because of we had a holiday week, right? Slow trading time. So a lot of the times we have low volume, slow volume, we get scam ups tons and tons of times. That's what we were calling here. So let's review some stuff on X like we always love to do. So we were looking at a couple different posts here, the older ones from a couple days ago. We're looking for NQ to come all the way up to 20,087 for this week, Monday, Tuesday. If you watched our last YouTube video, we called 20 and 87 as the 20,000 on NQ and higher, right? And that was all developed off of Fibonacci, like always. And then if you come into some of our trades for today, we're looking at the long side. So super early, we're looking at NQ longs here for the scam. We had a beautiful Fibonacci set up here where we took a high-low range. Beautiful box to the downside, 1618 long, goes back to pocket and below, right? So we had a really good opportunity there for a pickup long over the 100% fib, like we pointed arrows to. So you want to go long inside the fib box to the golden pocket. And that's what netted us a couple really large P&Ls on the PA accounts. Oh, lost profile there. And then where's that last one? That one, and then this one. So we talked about the NQ opening up on the 15-minute fib here as well. So that was another repost of that 20,080. So we're looking for a little bit of a counter trend short. We played a couple of counter trend short for some really big P&Ls. And then the market started scamming really heavy. We still don't even have a back test of these anchors yet, which is insane. So the low volume force up scam, which is just, you know, on a Powell day like today, makes complete sense. And we can show you why in the market. So these algorithms, they love to speak to each other. The last part of resistance, this is my last post here on X. This is a weekly 50%. So 546.36, this is where you want to see at least some kind of resistance come in. If this doesn't happen, it's going to be a straight grind to 547.30. But I'd be looking for an activated scalp short right here. It did happen right away, right off the bat here at 546.36. We did drop a couple points, but my assumption is we'll probably get scammed out. The European algos are just closing down right here in the last 10 minutes, the Euro close. So we kind of get out of the way of that algo manipulation. As we said, we were not going to short much until the volatility index, the VIX, right, showed us some MACD cross. So let's bring this over and look at a few trades. So this morning, we see this is tons of manipulation. If you watched the last video, we talked about the VIX on how we gapped up into the deviation +2, extremely rare, so which gives opportunity to VIX to come down. So very long in the market yesterday where we called 155 points plus. Same exact pattern play today, except deviation +1, which is, again, pretty rare. And we were going to head back down, right? So we've seen force up, force up, force up just again today. And until the MAC crosses on the 5-minute on the VIX, you can't go short. So we are looking for the MACD on manipulation days like this to cross to the upside and give us some higher low, higher hopes, higher lows to continue back up to that zero MAC line. If you notice, since open, we have been completely manipulated on RSI, and they can hold this down for as long as they want. The algos are the algos, doesn't matter. The computer trades are what we follow the most, and this is why, because it doesn't matter what your emotions are. The computer trades will show you how to think it, right? So let's get into the algos and what we've seen on Qs and how we reverse some of these amazing plays here today. So I took a couple different scalps here. We'll start at the minute chart because we do have the Qs algo high-low, and we usually like to do that from the 5-minute high-low. So you just seen this Fibonacci box right here. As always, this is our favorite fib box. And then anything from the golden pockets here to the upside is upside it is, right? So we'll start with the long side. Once we were inside the fib box here, this is the range of support. And this is what we called in, again, premium chat. If you look at our Discord, we walk everybody through these trades here. In the morning, we have a lot of commentary for pre-market. And let me scroll back up here. We can see some of the stuff here. We talk a lot about exactly what we're kind of looking for in a lot of these trades. And even this morning here, for these trades, we were looking at every single one of these pieces of pie for X. You can see all my jabba, 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 jabba. We're always into these trades a lot and explaining it word for word, minute for minute, the best we can for the premium group in Discord. And we did call a lot of these longs, always there. We're showing a lot of great P&L scoops here. We got 3,900, 3,870 there. I think those are over 6K for our last move, 5K on the real account here. Again, just pointing out the scalp ups, the stop outs, just every single thing we could possibly think of for the trade to generate, right? So we called this algo fib right here, pre-market. We said, okay, well, as long as we're inside the algo fib, so here's the box. Look at the price action, holds, support right at algo fib. So where's it going to go? Guaranteed to golden pocket. That is step one, trade one. So we took that long trade up, $3,000 across the PA accounts right here, solid. And then we seen a big force up. Then I took a short, right? Counter trend long, because it's a first tag. So what had happened in price action here in the minute, you notice the price action squeezed through all of our golden pocket algo. So algo here, 38.20, 50, 61.8. And what the price action did is it just looped right through, blew right through until we found a little bit of resistance. So I shorted this because we needed to come back down to at least one golden pocket before we go higher, because that would be a confirmational back test. And then getting data filled up to the top would go back along. And what we mean by that is we always talk about the fibs having data above or below the high-low range. So if this is our algo right here on the 5-minute chart, we have a whole bunch of data above the golden pocket that is not calculated yet. So we see the data close right away on the bottom. So here's the algo. Data pushes up, closes data. Okay? See these candle patterns right here? This stick closed, and then we head back up. So that's where the golden pocket, the halfway point, 50%, right? Right here of the golden pocket, that 50% way is your first long target. If you see it blow right through there, we need a back test and fill up the data. So that's where the gray box comes in, and that's where we said it was going to go long all the way to 482.31. With that fib complete, I said we'd go short back to the golden pocket. So again, we shorted here, averaging in those shorts, walked it back down to the target of volume weighted average price. So that was trade number 2. Beautiful, huge long for 3K, 3K long and 5K long on the short. And then we kind of sat on our hands and did a couple of small scalps on the way back up. So what do we do here? Well, we pointed the Fibonacci to the upside on the box. We have no data to clear on the bottom, so we have no reason to come back down here to the bottom of the Fibonacci base, right? We only have upside because we already have that data closed. So anything above the golden pocket, which again, we've already hit data here at open. As far as the opening data is concerned, we don't really have any price action here on live trading, but I'm not too worried about that because we have data inside the fib. So what we see is long break over the 100, and we're going to go to 1618, just like we always talk about on the fibs. 1618 is we just posted on Twitter. So this is your short level. So short right around 484.12. This is where you get short. Okay. And then you manage that short into potential trend change because we're after 1030 Central, and we start looking for things that need back test on the 5-minute chart. What do we need to back test up? Well, we broke over the 100 EMA in pre-market. We never seen it in live. So this green line right here being the 100 EMA, that is something that we need confirmational back test. So when we finally find resistance, because we're super patient and we don't want to short until we get a move back up here to an absolute extension like the 1618. And again, when they slow these candles down like this, they can manipulate it any which way they want. There is no rhyme or reason for where you're going to find resistance. You're just going to find it at the 1618, right? So we do have a comeback down from the 1618 from 484.12 to potential 100 EMA and lower. So again, the 100 fib and 0 fib are always your first targets. So you would short here, come to the box 100 fib. Okay. So this is your short. This is your cover. And we said this was only going to happen after 10:30 a.m. Central Time because that is Euro close. So we will get the short right here. We just posted the short on X. And this is likely where we could see that short show up, right? And that was all have to do with the SPY. So this is the SPY. We'll go back over here real quick on the short. And this is the X we just posted. We said short at 546.36. Now, I'm using Q's algo in weekly fibs right here on SPY to kind of help out with this. But 546.36, push, resistance, coming back down, right? So we're going to need some back test of what? We don't have a back test of the 100 EMA. Again, same with the 200 here on SPY. Look at this candle. 5-minute chart did what? This is the 200 SMA. We blew right past the 200 SMA, right to the upside, came back to only hold the volume weighted average price in the purple and continue higher because of the algo buy up, right? So we got it all the way to here. So this is the, again, most likely short area where you're going to want to find resistance. And again, that can just walk back down to wherever it wants to walk back down to, right? We need back test and confirmation. If it sticks up here high and mighty for the rest of the whole day and just waits for those moving averages to finally catch back up, and then they finally run into price action to only go higher, perfectly fine. We're still waiting for that, right? Now, another reason that we had taken a lot of these trades we'll get into is the anchors and the back test in which we need these anchors to perform. Okay, so I'll grab this, bring this up. Every time we try. Oh, that one died. All right, we'll bring this one over here. PC is going to do PC stuff here, moving those windows all over. And we'll go to the intraday here, just have to redo it. Well, and we'll do it a third time. There we go. So we're going to redo some of these anchors because we just killed off the one that was set. That was our long target from yesterday. And what I like to see is anchor back test on trend, right? So when we find viable resistance, we tend to anchor a VWAP from a specific high-low. And right now we're going to do a low, and this is low of pre-market. So we got Qs pre-market, and this one is okay because we've already had a back test right here. So this is already hit and went, right? We shied it here, didn't actually get tags on the live. So this is still a potential pullback, okay? For round two, we got the SPY. We're looking at the same exact thing, right? We're going to utilize a pre-market low. And notice on SPY, we actually never hit. So when SPY comes into viable resistance, like a weekly 50, which we're at right now, this is resistance, we could see a potential pullback to this anchor or consolidate until the anchor catches up to push it high. Regardless, we'll still get a short move and scalp to the anchor, but it's not going to be nearly as clean if we don't start the rollover from our short call right here, right around 546.25. So that 546.25 looping down can restructure, retrend back down to this tag because the pre-market low, P-low right here, this anchor doesn't have a test. Shied, no test, shied, no test, shied, no test. So we did an absolute back test of that, and that's why we're predicting that we at least today get a back test of the 5-minute anchor low from pre-market. So an anchored VWAP from pre-market's low 5-minute is something that you'd want to see. Now, another one that I always like to do, you see me do layovers from, let's say, the day prior. This is the day high prior. So we're going to go to high. And that is the last candle of the day here yesterday, which peaked that high. And we're going to bring that anchor over. And what do we see? Well, that's a magnet. So our first long that we had this morning, I said would run up to that anchor because we have no price action here, right? Nothing here yet. And then we've seen the higher low persist right here. And I said, yeah, the SPY's got room just like yesterday. Identical trade. Same with the VIX gap up. Nothing different. Same algo. We're going to come up to this anchor. So boom, higher low, forced up, smack. All right, good. Now what do? Well, we take a short scalp, which we did because the first anchor tag right here, first one, what did it do? Bam, bam, give you a bunch of short scalp. Then, again, never hit our low, right? So our poor anchor on the 5-minute pre-market low is something that we need to back test of. Now, I like to run multiple anchors a lot of times on the bottom ups, especially on manipulation moves up like this, where the algos just take hold and they slow everything down. And what I mean by that is the candles get very slow. They just chunk right next to each other. And on the 1-minute chart, you can see this a lot more because you get these oblong, crazy, shot up, unnatural movement, which we'll go over here in a second. And that's where we can see that scam manipulation. Where did this anchor come from? This thing just appeared out of nowhere. The heck? Trading view, the worst plat. So by multiple anchors, I usually put them at the low of the starts. Then we look for the back tests, right? So the opening candle 5-minute is one anchor. The pre-market low. Okay, drawing tool. Okay, drawing tool. That guy just has a mind of its own. He does whatever he wants, whenever. All right, anchor low, and then I'd do one more at that low where we hit the anchor already. So again, for continuation on trend, it's boom, higher low, up, anchor, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. All you're doing is on trend. We have not got one, our big VIX cross on the MAC yet, or two, a viable huge resistance point. It's just slow grind, okay? Slow grind. That's the manipulation. And they can easily do this all day. They slow down the price action, so we're never going to get a good pullback. It's just going to grind, which is fine. We can identify that super easy in our group. We do that all the time. We're very accurate at these. Now, for the short term, again, pullbacks, you are in the short zone. So this is your area of short. Anywhere in this zone, I would build the short. Your targets for the anchors to the downside would be 545.40, 544.97. So these anchors that have no back test like this higher low in pre-market, we already have one back test of the center anchor, so that one's not too much worried about, but we do have the pre-market low anchor and this higher low, which has already touched an anchor, still needing for back test. And we can't get in short until, what do we say, the VIX, right? So we already covered that VIX. But right now we are at weekly resistance of 546.36. So my bet is on a short right here down to those anchors. And then if we get a continuation, down to that 100 EMA at some point. Now, again, this could take all afternoon because of how slow manipulated it is on a holiday week where we lose trading days, but a lot of people don't hold these through, and a lot of people jump in short, right? So the psychology of the market right here is a lot of people are like, well, we're going to short, it's holiday week, it's down. So the market is going to hold it up and it's going to slow down and grind higher. And a lot of people just get out, right? They have no interest in holding any of these. And we still have Wednesday and we still have Friday. I won't be trading these days, but if the manipulation persists, you're going to see yourself up at 547.30, but that's only after a pullback. So you hit this weekly 50, you're going to pull back, you're going to find those supports, whether it be the anchors or the hundreds, and then have an opportunity to chase down the rest of the scam up at 547.30, which again, we've called all-time highs weeks ago on YouTube as we posted, and hit them after we have posted. So for the prediction on what we're looking at next, I'll just jump into Qs real quick here for you. SPY will oblige as well. I'm going to go to the daily chart. And this Fibonacci sequence is one that I've been watching for a bit. So what do I have here? I have the high-low, okay, of the all-time high candle. Fib, high-low, that's it. Very plain and simple. I'm going to delete this one. And this one tells me where to go long on my intraday, okay? So anything over the 50 Fib is long, okay? What do we got? Well, the Q's opened up right at the 50 Fib. That is the long, right? Anything over the 50 is golden. Pushed up, where did it come to? Golden pocket. And ranging up. But now we're done because we hit the weekly 50. The daily will get trumped by the 50 of a weekly, right? Daily chart gets slammed by weekly, 4 hour gets slammed by daily, 30-minute gets slammed by 4 hour. The higher time frames are the one you want to worry about the most. So as we see this develop, we will get this play, high percent chance after 10:30 a.m. Central to short 546.30 and the weekly come all the way back down. And again, the 1 minute test of the 100 EMA and your anchor view apps are going to be your main watch. And we said this to our premium group as well. And I think we have an opportunity all the way back down on Qs. And I'll show you exactly where, because we do have a gap, even though it's scammed out pretty good, to right here, yesterday's close. This is where we should see the short. So this is all short. This is all short. It's like we've been calling, we posted on X. This is your target, 482. We have a gap right here. Okay, right above my head right here. See this gap? 1 minute chart gap. These like to fill same day. So here's your 1 minute. Push, force, force, force. 10:30 a.m. Central. EU closes. Algos let go of the scam up, right? The manipulations like this stuff. Like I said, we'll go over it in unnatural candles. This is what I'm talking about. This is unnatural candle movement. We do not take elevators up. We stair stepped down, elevator up, elevator up. Stair step for a half hour, 45 minutes, elevator up, right? We've seen that a whole bunch. Now, notably, the volume has already told us this. So there's no surprise in the scam up, right? The opening volume was super heavy. We have volume beats right here, but now because we have reputable resistance, this is where the turnaround happens. We're predicting the turnaround before it happens right at 546.36. Now, the anchors again are going to be some of your back tests with the 100 EMA, 5 minute and 1 minute. So here's your 1 minute. You should get the short very easy down to 543. And then that'll be probably close to the first anchor. What's the first anchor at? 545.67. And we're actually a little farther away from that for this 100 EMA. We're at 545.76. So within 10 cents, we have not an anchor lining up right here, right? 545.45. 545.76. So we have a couple points there in between the 100 EMA and the anchor. But we will get short right here. We just called it. We tend not to miss when we use weekly Fibonacci. Nothing's guaranteed to the market, but we're one of the only groups that can do 60, 70, 80, 90 green days in a row with proof, with real accounts posted. We never hide anything. Check the Twitter, check all the old YouTube videos. So that is it for the consensus of the day. Whether the data provided tomorrow, because we have a huge data close for the 4th and then a weird day Friday, whatever that happens to do, could just be a force up, but we're still going to utilize the weekly high-low of last week's Fibonacci range. And this short right now, as it's developing, as we called, it's up 4 points. We're going to look for a 6-point cover. And then, where's our next one at? 544.90s. 15. So you have anywhere between a 6 and 15 point short as called on X, as we like to do. Freebie for all you guys, right at the perfect level short. That's it. So I hope you guys caught that one. We had a huge green day for that. The unnatural candle pops, like we called after 10:30 Central, is the only time the algos are going to let those go. And it is 10:57, so about 20 minutes after our call. Well, actually directly on our call, right here at 10:30. Boom. After that, boom, and down. Couldn't be any simpler. So Hopefully we're correct on our targets because we love to post the accurate calls on X, but we did just short the top. We were 100% right at the start of the video. Now you're seeing the dump. There's your first target hit, 100 EMA. Secondary target lower. Good game, man. It's a huge day for us. If you want to trade with us, links are in the description. We have affiliate programs for Boiler Room Trading. You want to join us? You got a big old following. Love to have you if you're a trader. We love teachers. We love admins. We have all sorts of opportunities to trade with us. If you're an Apex funded trader, we love the PAs at Apex. TG33 is my code if you find this information viable. If you want to support the channel, we're here. You want to trade with me live every morning as we narrate this stuff, we'll be here. Links are in the description. You guys take care. We'll catch you on the next.